So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to do one more video on this topic because there's something that I need to reiterate and make perfectly clear. I thought I made it clear in my last video, but there are still people talking about this. There is a gaslighting attempt and an attempt at faux moral outrage. Oh, Tifa is 15 in the flashback scene. Why would you even care that they censored it? Well, I made it very clear that it's not just one scene. It's never just one scene. It is a continuous effort to encroach things in a direction where you have people that are not the artists, that are not the original content creators, that are making alterations for the sake of purity. And what is ultimately clear is that there are a lot of people that look at a lot of things in a sexual way, and most of those people are on the left, and they are making the case that it's acceptable to make these alterations because people are going to look at this character inappropriately, but that's not even remotely true. No, sure, like I mentioned, that there are people like Vosh and people who are perverts who would look at somebody who's 15 in that way, but the rest of us who are fans of Final Fantasy VII are more interested in the aesthetics of the design. It's a cool looking, sassy outfit. It's meant to be reflective of the fact that you have somebody who's a teenager, obviously in rebellious years, all that stuff. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with the outfit. If it was in any way sexualized, I guarantee you I'd be on that like I was on Cuties, because I think that's inappropriate too. There's nothing wrong with the outfit in and of itself because no one's looking at it in that way. The only people that are the ones that are being the most vociferous because they're the ones that actually look at it in that context. They look at it as it is explicit material. The only type of explicit material that people are interested in is Tifa as an adult, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter there. I mean, holy shit. So, with that being said, I think that it's important to understand that when you have people making design choices that were not the original creators, there are a bunch of Western woke influencers, quote unquote, influence peddlers, really. People like Sweet Baby Inc. All of the things that Sweet Baby Inc. has touched have turned to shit. They have been bastardized. The women have been uglier. They have been made to wear costumes that are less interesting. And all of it based on their ridiculous, rejected, despised left-wing assumptions. That everyone is as sick as and perverted as them. The answer is no. Not now, not ever. People want an organic experience. They don't want modern politics built into it. And here's the thing that's going to blow some other people's minds. We are enjoying content from another country with another culture. They're able to create better games and better comic books and better movies than we are. The content that we get imported oftentimes is worse. And we saw this in the 2000s with like 4Kids. And you would see all of these different changes that were so ridiculous and hurt the quality of the show, no matter what the show was. I'm sure you remember the infamous Sanji is smoking a cigarette, but in the 4Kids dub, he's got a lollipop between his fingers. My point is that for years and years and years, there have been meddlesome people that have been trying to inject their ideology, their left-wing woke ideology, into the content that people love. And what I'm saying to you is that the answer is very, very, very simple. There should be an option when you start the game. Do you want a rating that's more PG, or do you want the full experience of the game? The full experience of the game should be the way that the artist intended. I'm not talking about nudity. I'm not talking about over-the-top lewd content. I'm not advocating for that or talking about that. I'm saying you get the full experience from the artist, but if you want to tone it down, if you're like, you know what, maybe I'm streaming, maybe I want to be a content creator, and so I want the censorship, fine, have it. Have it your way. Allow people to choose. Allow people to make the decision for themselves. It really isn't that difficult. You say, okay, you know what? I'm one of these people that's, she's 15. I mean, of course, these are the people that check off to, lolly and stuff like that, horse porn, Vosh fans. So they're only pretending. We know definitively that these people are only pretending to care about this. Because they use the term child when referring to a 15-year-old. And yet, when it comes to a 2-year-old, they can determine their own gender, right? You people, we see through you. Your gaslighting doesn't work. You're hypocrites, you're delusional, you're creeps, you're weirdos. We don't want to know anything that you think about anything. Because you know nothing. But at the very least, for streamers and content creators, a censored version should be provided. Where they cover that up, and you could choose. You can choose, hey, I want the censored version, I want the full version. I want the artistic integrity version. Remember that phrase, artistic integrity? That was Mass Effect. Oh boy. To cover up their crappy, terrible, garbage ending, they used artistic integrity. It was our artistic integrity to end Mass Effect in this way. So, my point here with this video is to highlight the fact that, first of all, these people that are making this argument are not genuine or legitimate. They're doing this because they want to gaslight people. They want to basically come out and accuse other people of what they're doing themselves, what they believe in their heart. And unfortunately, what they believe in their heart is pretty despicable and gross and disgusting. Which is why they just assume that you think the same thing. But that's not the case at all. There's nothing inappropriate about Tifa's outfit. And by censoring it, you're implying that there was. You are adding something to the scene by trying to take something away. You tell me more about yourself when you do something like that than any of the people like myself who are against it. Because no one is clamoring for more younger Tifa. People want adult Tifa. That's the reality of it. The only people that are focusing on the kid Tifa are these people on the left. I'm just saying I don't want censorship at all. At all. Let the artists do what they want to do. Let them have the integrity to make it the way they want to make it. Based on their culture, based on what's acceptable. If you want to import the game from another country, you should get it as that country intended. Because otherwise, it's cultural appropriation, isn't it? You are overwriting their culture and their work and their art that you like enough to even bring over with your values and your ethics and your principles, which, by the way, don't amount to shit. There's nothing that you can do that's better than what they can do. Because in Japan, they have creative freedom. Over here, we've got a bunch of mealy-mouthed sons of bitches, pieces of trailer park trash. They're oozing their way through the internet, embarrassing our entire species by being these goddamn hall monitors, by making these points of, oh no, you can't see this. There's literally not a single person who isn't one of these far-left weirdos that was looking at that Tifa outfit in her cowboy attire and was looking at that in any way other than, well, that's an interesting looking outfit. There's not a single person who's not one of these creeps that was looking at that in any sort of way. Which is why when I first saw the censorship, when I saw what they did, I was confused. Like, why? What? Why would you do that? Like, because the left are perverts. You know, they're disgusting. They saw a young girl and they're like, her cleavage is showing. Better cover that up. The rest of us are like, oh, that's a really sad scene that she's going through, that she has to deal with this. We're looking at, isn't that adorable? It's like younger Tifa. But it's so astonishing to me that this is the people that we have to deal with. These are our fellow human beings. And yet I get comments from them accusing me of, oh, you want to see Tifa as a kid. No, not at all. I just don't like censorship, number one. And number two, I don't like you. I don't like what you believe in. I think that you're gross, you're creepy, you smell bad. I can smell you through the computer screen. You're worthless. You don't add anything to our culture and society. You're the type of people that like throw tomato soup on a priceless piece of art because you're going to make some statement about climate change. You are a plague, a detriment. You are gross, creepy. I don't like you. I think you're weird. I think your ideas are heinous. I think that you're going after kids and wanting to introduce them to sexuality is gross. And by the way, let me just also mention something that I think is important. And I will reiterate this because it is very important. People looking at Tifa when she's 15, they're not thinking the same thing you are. You people on the left. They're not thinking the same thing you are. They're going, oh, she's adorable. Isn't that interesting? She got that little cowboy outfit on. There's not a single goddamn person in their right mind that's looking at Tifa that way who likes her as an adult, who's like, no, but I like her more as a kid. You people are sick, you're creeps, you're delusional, you're weird, you're gross. You are unctuous, you ooze your way through life. And I've had enough of you. I've had enough of you and your gaslighting and your ridiculous nature and the fact that you're dumb and the fact that you're gross. That's really what it is. You came to my channel to try to accuse me of something because I don't like censorship. I don't think the West meddling in the art and culture of other countries is good. I don't think that us bringing it in to make money off of it and then changing it for our sensibilities is good. I think ultimately let people have a choice. And I think the majority of people, the majority of gamers will say, let the art be free, baby. So that's my take on it. That's my opinion. I think these people are unctuous. I don't like them. I don't like what they represent. I think that it's pretty unsettling and pretty unsavory. So that's what I have to say about this, ladies and gentlemen. I always appreciate the support. I appreciate you watching. People who are fans of Tifa, I got your back. There's nothing wrong with you liking the designs of certain outfits, certain characters. Don't let these people get to you at all. Because trust me, they're not worth it. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.